talking with Malcolm. Malcolm, you said you were bitter at the final tribal council. How are you feeling tonight?
Bitter? It doesn't change. This outcome's the same. I thought they might do some fancy editing and I might get a check tonight. And, you know, it's not at the people at all. I want to make sure I'm being clear. I'm still very good friends with Lisa even. Me and Denise talk on an almost daily basis. Scoopin', I consider a great friend. Most of those people in there I keep in close contact with. I'm a competitive guy. I'm like Jeff Kent when he stormed off. I was pissed off that I lost the game. I was like, if I was playing poker and I made it like to the final hand and lost like on some, you know, I don't know, if I lost like the final hand of a poker tournament and then didn't win the big prize, I'd be bitter and pissed off. So that's how I feel about it.
So was your fate sealed when you didn't cement a final deal with Denise? When she was you know, pushing you at the very end of the game, and you were kind of not really giving her the confidence that you had, shown her in the past?
I thought I had, yeah. I mean, she absolutely read that situation perfectly and did what she needed to do. And she absolutely, when I said congratulations to Denise at the last tribal council, I was being completely sincere. You know, it's hard to look back and do these things. I thought I made Lisa and Scoopin' shake on a Final Four deal, and in my mind, they've stuck to it with Denise. I mean, so when I get them to shake on a Final Three deal, I think we're set. In my head, I think I'm good. I don't need to lie to Denise and then piss her off when she goes to the jury. That's my thought process.
So did you know when you lost that challenge, that final immunity challenge, that you were done?
I knew I was in trouble. I knew that Lisa, I mean, my read on Lisa wasn't great, but I knew that she'd been pulling for me, and Scoopin' was more about keeping me, so I've been working Scoopin' and such. I didn't think I was out of it. I didn't think I was out of it until that last tribal, but I walked up to that challenge and knew I wasn't winning that challenge. I have shaky hands. I just do. I recognize what it was. I'm just like, that's terrible, but I still thought I had a fighting shot if Scoopin' stayed on board.
Sure. Now, if we rewind all the way back to the beginning of the season, it didn't even look like you had a shot at going to the end. So to make it that far, did you believe at that point when your team kept losing, when Matt Singh was losing over and over and over, did you believe you had a shot at getting as far as you did?
We thought we were toast. I thought it was over. I got emotional on the must have been after the third immunity loss. Like I'm a huge fan of the show. I finally get to do this, and it's like I get stuck with like the biggest, I think called Magoon Squad or something of all time. So we think we're toast. Me and Denise are both just like, we have no hope whatsoever. We get split up, and even then I'm kind of like, well, I'd get rid of me. If somebody came to my tribe, I didn't know anything about him. I don't care how big or physical or nice, I'd get rid of him first. And it took me about half an hour into being on Tandang's beach to know that I've got a chance. I'm still in it because Tandang should have had its own TV show. Those guys are a mess. So half an hour into Tandang, I've got hope. But still, to keep making like different significant merge and then like make my Final Four deal, stuff like that. Still was all very surreal looking back on it to know how bad a shape we were early in the game.
Now, you mentioned being a huge fan of the show, and there are thousands and thousands of viewers at home who want to be in your position. What was it like, from a fan's perspective, actually getting to step foot on the island? You said you were watching since you were 12. What was that moment like when you finally started Survivor?
I was giggling. At first, and then because we're on this big boat, and it's a pain in the butt, the stuff they make you do, stuff like you don't see, like the shots and stuff. But so this is all like, well, this kind of sucks. This isn't what I thought. And then they put returning players on. They bring the returning players out, and I'm livid. I'm like, I don't want to deal with these guys. Let's get rid of them. Like immediately, Russell Penner and Scoopin' were like the first guys I wanted to be on. So there was this crazy emotions at the beginning, like, oh, this is so cool. Oh, we got your email. Like, oh, this is like the really cool. Like, oh, this is like this new thing that I've only seen on TV, and now it's actually happening to me. And the craziest one, I'll tell you the story, was one of the immunity challenges. I don't know, there's a running portion in the beginning. I couldn't even tell you what challenge it is anymore. But it was the first time that I was doing the first leg of a challenge. So I'm standing at the line, and it's the first time I'm actually listening for Jeff to say, "Survivor's ready." And he goes, "Survivor's ready." And I literally, I totally froze. I missed it, but I've lost 3 steps right off the bat. Because I go, "Oh, that was so cool." Like I kind of looked at Denise and go, "Oh," and then I got to go. So it's crazy. It's surreal. For the first time you hit like each incident, like Murray Feast was cool, something like that.
And when you look back at this competition you just went through, I mean, this has been a long process for you guys. You filmed a long time ago. Yeah. What is the thing that's going to stick in your memory the most? Is there one particular moment that you're going to look back and think, damn, that was cool?
You know, I'm lucky enough to have been able to maintain personal relationships with a lot of the people. And like there's people here that I'll stay in contact with for the rest of my life. But a single moment, that whale shark thing was insane. Like it didn't capture how big that is. It's hard to like get, but you see me going by the fin of it. That thing was I think it was almost as big as the tent we're in right now. It was 45, 50 feet long, and then I'm sitting above scooping it, headbutts him out of the way. I start laughing in the water, like so I have no air, but I dive down, and they told us not to touch him. So that to do something that like, you can't buy that experience.
Right.
Like I mean, Bill Cades might be able to. I'm never gonna be able to like recreate that experience in my life, and to be like that close to something that awesome in nature was really, really cool.
Something really interesting that happened at the end of the reunion show. Jeff Probst asked the jury members if you would have been there with Denise if you would have won, and it didn't seem like that would be the case. Do you buy that?
You're the only person who's asked me this. So you're the only one who actually knows the truth. Pete, Carter, and Penner all knew that question was coming, so they all decided, and they told me they were going to do this ahead of time. If they ask about you and Denise in the end, we're not going to say we're going to vote for you, just to mess with it. So Pete, Carter, and Penner would have all voted for me, and I know that, yeah. They were absolutely messing with everybody right there. Just the three of my like best guy friends from this whole thing, and they're absolutely like, oh, by the way, we're gonna do this. They came up with it like drunk one night, and yeah. So Pete, Carter, and Penner would have raised their, and you see me look back at them like cracking up. Like I don't know if they show my face or not, but that was not actually true, and we all know it.
Well, see, I was kind of surprised when that came up because we were all in the audience. The whole audience gasped.
Yeah, and Jeff was like in shock too. Well, Pete, Carter, and Penner were just having some fun.
All right. Absolutely. And what have you been up to now?
I'm still bartending. Got back. I got a job. Worked the weekends and enjoying myself for Survivor during the week. But starting after the new year, I'm trying to get involved with a program in LA that works with underprivileged kids, tutoring program. So yeah, hopefully get that going. And yeah, just living the dream. It's LA.
All right, Malcolm. Well, thank you so much for your time. It was an honor. Congratulations.